link. If I made you co-host yet, I haven't. Let's do that. We're going to get there, people, I promise. All right. Done and ready to go. Thank you, Charlie. This past Thursday, I did Chatting with the Interstellars. That was a fun event. I hadn't done it in a while, and it was fun channeling our friends from afar. I'm glad you enjoyed that, Charlie. Okay, welcome. Hi, hello, bonjour. Jumbo. Did I miss any? Ciao. My name is Valorie Lewis, and this is Magical Monday Manifestations. Today is Monday, January 20th. Every Monday for the past 5 years or so, well, most every Monday, we get together for a card pull. This event has always been free and will continue to be so. We start out with tarot cards, and this is a pull for the collective. I say the collective, and the collective, yes, involves anyone who is currently watching this. When I go into pull on energies and ask spirit who I'm calling for, it's yes, the collective, but in my brain, it's anyone who ever finds this video recording or anyone who is present here that comprises the collective. So it's not like I'm reading for all humans everywhere. I'm reading for anyone who is currently viewing and who will in the future view, because spirit works that way. So card pull for the collective. And we start out with tarot cards, and then we move to oracle cards. And then, as always, because we really, really need spirit's guidance, whenever spirit comes through with a message, they find a way to weave that message in the cracks. Like I say, like Abraham Hicks says, they always get their message across, even if no cards are involved. So I do allow myself to be open to provide messages of clarity and support when they come through that way. I think that's all I have to say. I generally will let you know which deck I'm pulling from. There was a question previously, and I never even thought about this until someone posed the question: do I pull and lay them out in a particular spread? No, I do not. I just pull them. They're laid out in a straight line. That's how I do these particular ones, these particular card pulls. I think that covers all the bases. We always ask what we need: spirit, support, help, guidance, clarity, love for. So I'll give you just a couple of minutes to take some deep breaths, maybe close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. Focus in on this current moment. At the very least, try to leave the past behind you, like Pumbaa and Timon say. Focus here on the present. What do you need right now? And perhaps focus on the future. What goals do you have for yourself? And once you feel like you have asked or plead your case to the spirits that be, go ahead and release those askings, those desires, with full faith and trust that they will be answered and that you will be moved in the correct direction towards your goals, towards what you are asking for. Release them and move into the receiving mode. Said it before, and I'll say it again. You cannot ask and receive at the same time. They are two completely different vibrations. Remember that for yourself when you're out there on your own, raw dogging your spirituality. Just remember, Valorie said, I cannot ask and receive at the same time. So that if you find yourself in a situation where you don't feel like you're receiving something, maybe switch off the asking and just sit and allow and see what comes to you. All right, so we are all queued up and ready to go. I'm getting, pardon me, my phone keeps going off with weather alerts. We're in the Midwest, and apparently cold is a reason to send out a national weather alert. Someone asked about my necklace. I am wearing the 444. It was tucked under my shirt. 444 is for protection. 4 is also my favorite number, which is why I go batshit crazy when I pull a 4 in the tarot, because it's really fun for me. And then the other one is, I don't know if I can get up close enough. Y'all see my shirt? Heavily meditated. The other one is, I don't know if y'all can see it. It's a lighthouse. And I got this as a birthday present because I had misplaced my other lighthouse. And a dear friend sent me this one to replace it because it reminds me to be the light. It reminds me to be the light. So All right. What are we doing today, Spirit? We need to liven this group up. Okay, we need to liven me up, but the group gets to come along for the ride. Um, Thinking which tarot should we go to? I don't really, that's not one I would choose. Is there another one, Spirit? Nope, Spirit's saying this one. Celtic Tarot. Celtic Tarot. This is what the cover looks like. I should probably spotlight myself so you all can see the cards more easily. There's another Valorie here, Valorie 2.0, the upgraded version. Hi, Valorie number 2. And there's two Bonnies. I think you must be trying to get your camera right. Just seeing who all is here. Are there any new first timers? If so, welcome. Hello. I'm glad you're here. All right. There are any Kansas City people who want to go get groceries for me because it's too cold? Oh, I've been holding off going to the grocery store for about a day or two now, telling myself I don't really need it. It'll be fine. Yeah, I need it now. Ain't got no butter. Milk's running low.
Now they
I
got
got one.
delivery.
I know. I got one egg left. I know. So, see, I used to do delivery. I used to do DoorDash and Instacart, and something deep down within me always feels guilty when I order in bad weather conditions. Like I order on a regular day, and I do order delivery, but I know from running from working those, that's when I would love to get orders because it's slow and because you get paid more on those orders. So I need to get over myself.
See, there you go. Yeah. That's
No.
right there telling you to do it.
The stories we tell ourselves, isn't that insane? The stories we tell ourselves that keep us from doing things that would make our life easier because we haven't fully thought through or because we don't have that bigger perspective. Like just think about if I had never done Instacart or DoorDash, I would not have that perspective that DoorDash drivers and Instagram drivers love those calls in the cold weather. So it all comes full circle. All right, I am going to pull the cards, I promise, but I've got messages coming through from Spirit that I want to share with you as well. It's all part of the process of helping others by helping ourselves. Yes, Charlie, I love that. I had a thought. Spirit is like, no, not yet. We'll send the message later. What was that? It was one of those shower thoughts. Do y'all be coming up with genius, brilliant stuff in the shower? And then as soon as you go to share with somebody, it's like gone. That thought was just for you.
Because we can't have our journal in the shower to write it down.
Right? No recorder.
Oh, you know what? Get kids markers and put them on the wall and write it.
I have dry erase markers in my bathroom because I write notes to myself on my mirror.
There you go.
I need to start doing that. Brilliant idea. All right, so we've got our first 5 cards. Let's get into the reading. Celtic Tarot. What do we need to know today, Spirit? Oh, I know why I like this. Y'all gonna see why I like this deck in a minute. But let's start out. First card of the week is the High Priestess. What an amazing card to start out with. I'm definitely going to go to the book because there's some symbology that I want to know about. But the High Priestess in general is major arcana, which means her energy is going to touch, affect, give support, guidance, clarity in all areas of your life, not just your everyday life, but in all areas, big overarching themes, big overarching archetypes. And when we ask Spirit, what do we need to know this week, today, Spirit is saying this is the energy that is most going to benefit you. This archetype holds a lot of energies, a lot of symbology that is most going to benefit you as you start off your week. The High Priestess is the most intuitive divine feminine in the deck, in my opinion. Is that true? Yes. She's a close tie with some of the other ones, but she's the most intuitive, in my opinion. In traditional tarot, she sits in front of a veil. She holds the book of Torah on her lap. You see, she has the book there. And the idea is that she is not the guardsman for anything that's behind the veil, but she is the concierge, so to speak. She's the person that if you show up and you say, "Hey, HP, can I see what's behind that veil?" She's going to give you a little briefing about what to expect, about how to prepare yourself, and then she's going to take you behind the veil. She's not ever going to deny you access to what's behind the veil. What's behind the veil, Valorie? Means many different things to many different people. Sometimes that veil means the separation between the physical here and the spiritual entities, energies, between the present and the past, the present and the future. That veil can mean many different things. It's whatever it means to you in the moment that you approach the high priestess. So she's also so very, very, very intuitive. She lives her life by intuition. Does she also balance that with emotions and thinking and all of the other things in her life? Yes. But if you walk up to her and say, "What's the secret to longevity?" She's going to say, "I follow my intuition." That's at the top of her list all day, every day. Intuition led, divine feminine. So the high priestess is saying, I need you all to tap into your intuition. You do sometimes, some of you are really good at it, but a lot of times you view it as a tool. Something's not going right. Let me look at my toolbox. Oh, there's intuition. Let me pull my intuition out and see how to deal with this situation. And she's saying, intuition is my way of life. I never put down my tool of intuition. It's never sitting idly by in my toolbox. It's always present with me. And I feel like you all, humankind as a whole, could benefit if intuition was always present, always present. Let's go to the book and see if there's anything else we need to ascertain from the high priestess. Ascertain, that was a big word. Where the hell did that come from, Valorie? Speak English. All right. I am that which is gained at the end of desire is a statement from this book. I am that which is gained at the end of desire. Ooh, I'm trying to wrap my brain around that to see what she means by that. You may love me, but you may also fear me. Intuition. Anybody feel that way? I don't know if I'm not going to follow my intuition because the last time I did, and I thought it was my intuition, I ended up in the side of the road in the ditch with the eye patch on. So I'm not going to follow it no more. You may love me, but you may also fear me. A lot of people have that relationship with their intuition, with the high priestess. Before the oak pillars of our temple, I hint at mystery beyond articulation. I am what you desire the most, and I am what you long to attain. But are my mysteries for you? So many have come to my cauldron, and yet so many lack the courage to be deserving of its infinite gifts. The awen contained within it is a gift of divine origins, and you must keep it safe. Those who give away their power also give away something of my mysteries. I tempt the imagination and lull the undedicated to a prison of unawareness. Approach me without courage, and you may never pass beyond my oaken gates, but only gaze longingly at the wisdom you assume lies beyond. But look, my lake is dark and hides within it another world. My hills are the soft bosom of the mother, and the sky is the gleaming eye of the god. Let me show that so y'all can see. Do not look for mystery, for paradox and complexities beyond the capabilities of your human mind, but instead look upon my countenance and behold what my messages truly wishes to convey. You know what that message to me said when it says, do not look for mystery, for paradox, for complexities beyond the capabilities of your human mind. I feel like we spend a lot of time out of our day doing that. I don't understand how manifestations work. Let me dig in and try to figure that out. That's my current thing. I mean, I do understand how manifestations work, but I want to get down into the really good stuff. Let me figure it out. Well, there's a lot of paradoxes down there. There's a lot of complexity down there. And that's not to say that those insights won't come to me. But when I spend all my time doing that and I forget that I have intuition, that even if I don't understand the complexities of it, my intuition is going to steer me the right way. That's what she's saying. Look upon my countenance, follow that, follow the intuition. Yeah, you can explore that. Just don't get lost in the exploration. Don't put 90% of your day into digging deep when your intuition could have led you to that step easily. And then the knowledge and the wisdom will come once you've walked the path a little further. So that's what I'm getting from her. Let's see. Come and gaze into the depths of my cauldron. Between the worlds I stand. Do you hold the courage required to gain the wisdom of my cauldron? For the almond is its gift, but one can be blinded by its glory, by the radiant beams of light. Be careful, for I am cruel, but just the servant of the God. I've never known the high priestess to be cruel. That's just this author's take on it. This is my cauldron, and these are my rules. In the house of Dawn, I am Saradwin, so she goes by another name in Celtic traditions. And it says, I am the most knowledgeable one. This card implies, so here's the divinatory meaning according to this author. This card implies that there is more feeling and mystery embroiled in the question than may be first apparent. The actual nuts and bolts of the situation may not be clear, or it may imply that something is going on behind the scenes affecting the situation, but is not necessarily something that you are aware of. What does your intuition, your gut, tell you? So much of the meaning of the high priestess cannot realistically be articulated. Rather, it is something that one feels. Why not try to listen and also trust your inner voice and the subtle inner knowledge that something is right or wrong? Deep down, you already know the answer. Somebody just received that message earlier. Deep down, you already know the answer, but you may well doubt it. Spiritually, this card implies that the power of the occult or the unseen are calling, and somewhere within somewhere within your being, you can intensely sense it. I'm going to say the occult or the unseen is also your intuition. Your intuition is calling you and you sense it, but something is keeping you from following it. It is time to listen to the subtle whispers of the wing, subtle whispers on the wing and the voices of the gods. Love it. All right, so that is our High Priestess card. Starting the week out, a good way to remind us of not just follow your intuition, but the deeper message of why and what might be going on for you, as you might find yourself confused and in the unclarity of life, in the chaos somewhere over there in the midst of creation. If you're in chaos, you are in the midst of creation. Just know that all creation comes from chaos. So maybe that's where you're at and nothing's making sense and you're seeking help and you're doing all the things except following your intuition because you doubt it, because you're not sure if it's your intuition, because you can't find it. This is just a reminder to get your week started out right. Tap back into that intuition, front and center. What's next? Once we got our intuition, then we're moving into action. Knight of Swords. Swords is our thinking mind, and swords is also communication. I'm feeling this leaning more towards the thinking mind, and I feel like this is very much in tune with the High Priestess. The High Priestess not only gives you those feeling urges, I feel like this is wrong. I don't know why. I feel like this is wrong. That's your intuition, usually. Usually that's your intuition. We've got a whole course on how to tell what your intuition is and what isn't. If you want it, let me know. But usually that's your intuition. And usually in that moment, not only is that I feel this is wrong, but there's an action also being called up within you as well. Don't go to the party or turn left. I feel like this is wrong. I feel like I'm going the wrong way. Maybe I should turn left. So usually there's an action, there's an intuition, and then there's also an action. This Knight of Swords is asking you to move forward on that action. And this is going for anyone who doubts their intuition. If you doubt your intuition, but somehow it feels like maybe it could be right, follow it. You'll find out. You'll find out real quick. And then you have that experience to help you the next time you don't know if it's your intuition. Well, I remember what it felt like. And I remember that was or wasn't my intuition. So now I've got more experience to go towards me discovering what the true sound of my intuition is. Y'all know how many times I followed my intuition and it was dead. It was wrong, dead wrong. That's the line of a song. It was wrong, dead wrong. But guess what? I learned from that. And that's why I know what me and my intuition are like this now. And that's because I practiced. It's because I followed it when I wasn't sure. And I got that feedback and I was able to use that experience the next time. So not only are you being asked to follow your intuition or to get in tune with your intuition with the High Priestess, to listen to your intuition with the High Priestess, you're asking to be moved. Spirit is asking you to move into action with that Knight of Swords. What did the High Priestess, what did your intuition whisper in your ear? And how can you move that action? Move in the move in the direction of inspired action, Knight of Swords. And then we have another divine feminine. She's minor arcana, and she is Queen of Wands. Now, do y'all see why I like this deck? I call this the Dick deck, because look at that throne. I need a throne like that. Queen of Wands. Can y'all imagine me sitting on a big old penile throne? I'm just going to go sit on my dick. What? I'm the queen. I'm going to sit on my throne. Oh, okay. Queen of Wands. Wands is fire energy. Look at that little dragon crawling up the side. I love that little dragon. And the little cat. Queen of Wands. Generally, the Queen of Wands is pictured with a black cat. So that's cute. That's cute because I have an orange tabby as well. Okay, so the Queen of Wands, divine feminine, receiving, yes. Intuitive, yes. Imaginative, creative, very high on the list, imaginative and creative because she's the Queen of Wands. And her queendom, the Wands territory, is all about inspiration, creativity, fire energy, getting something started, something that feels passionate, something that lights you from the inside out. So she too is saying, follow your intuition, allow those creative, inspired actions to come to you, receive them. Don't keep them at bay. You don't have time for a new hobby. I don't have time to sit down and scribble in my notebook. I've got real stuff to do. That's what we do oftentimes as humans. And Spirit is saying, let some of that in. But the Queen of Wands, receiving because it's divine feminine. But what are we receiving? We're allowing ourselves to receive those passionate ideas, that inspiration, that creativity. Maybe you're just in a position to allow yourself to daydream. Maybe. Maybe you can actually take action on those. Maybe you can carve out some time to listen to the whispers of Spirit when Spirit says, I would much rather see you coloring in a coloring book than working out the details and the frustrations of your ledger on your bills. You got time for bills. I want to see you coloring. I promise you, when you start following those gentle, nonsensical nudgings about inspiration and creativity, all right, Spirit, I'm a color for 5 minutes, but then I got to get back to writing out all these bills. 5 minutes in that coloring, and all of a sudden you've got an insight about how to pay a bill that you would have never had before because you opened yourself up. That channel of communication, Spirit often speaks to us by way of inspiration and creativity. That fire energy coming in, lighting something up within us that ignites a new idea, a new passion, a new way of thinking of things. So allow yourself to allow that inspiration, that creativity to come in. It will very much benefit you. And if anybody is creative enough to carve me a stone throne like this one, reach out to me. I would very much like that. All right. What happens once we do all of that? We're opening ourselves up. We're letting stuff come in. We're taking action. We're feeling good. And ba-bam, the Tower card. But Valorie, if you're telling me to do all of this good stuff that sounded really good until 2 seconds ago, but you're telling me this is the end result, no, ma'am, I don't think so. Mm-mm. No, ma'am, no ham, no turkey, like they used to say. But the Tower card is coming because this is what you've asked for. And Spirit is just giving you a heads up. Thank you, Spirit. Can we all say thank you, Spirit, for giving us the Tower card? Thank you, Spirit, for giving us the heads up. Because damn, that would have been really rough. If I had done all of these things and been feeling really good and really creative and really inspired, and then I hit the tower, unbeknownst to me, that would have been really rough. But thank you, Spirit, for giving me a heads up and telling me that this might be some of what I experience after I've let myself open up. Why is that? Because you let yourself open up to intuition. You let yourself open up to inspiration, creativity. You've decided to start taking some actionable steps towards those things. And guess what happens when you finally start to listen? The things that are holding you back start to fall away. This Tower card is not about good things falling away. This Tower card is about those things that are holding you back falling away. From our human perspective, we often don't know which things are the ones that are holding us back. I listened to my intuition. I did exactly what this crazy lady on the internet said. She said, High Priestess. She said, move into action. She said, sit on a dick throne and listen to my inspiration. I did all of those things. And then I lost my job on Thursday. Wah, wah, wah. But it was the thing that was holding you back. Did the job have too many competing beliefs, too many bad energies surrounding it, too not enough opportunity for growth? And so Spirit said, yes, they're listening. They're moving in the right direction. Let me clear the way. And Spirit clears the way of something that we were not ready for or that we did not even know was holding us back. Not only is this Tower card a good card when you are trying to move forward, because this is a card about removing restrictions and blocks, tearing down the things that is not working. Not only is it a good card for that, but it's also a good card to think about how Spirit works on your behalf, even when you don't know it. This card is going to call you forward into trust. You have to trust that whatever situation you are looking at, that it's going to be all right. Everything is always working out for me. Lost your job, flat tire. I always tell the example of the flat tire. I told it last week, so I'm not going to tell it again. Lost your job, flat tire, friend stops talking to you, can't get to the grocery store because it's too cold. Who knows? Who knows what this Tower card is for you? Could be something big like the loss of a job, could be something minor like, I don't know, you were late to an appointment that you thought was really important. It could be anywhere in that range of things, but it's going to call you to trust. Do you trust your intuition that told you this is the path? Do you trust the messages that came forth, the inspiration, the passion that told you this was the path? Then when you hit this Tower card, you have to trust that what's on the other side of that Tower card is more beneficial for you. Does that mean you get to sing and dance and twirl around with your wand in the air as you experience a Tower moment? Maybe. Maybe you're delusional like me, and that is a great way to go. But for most of us, this Tower moment is going to pause you and have you really in it for a moment. Whether it's a moment like 30 minutes out of your day or it's something bigger where it might take you, I don't know, a couple of days or a couple of months to resolve. For most of us, being in the Tower moment is not something that we're rejoicing in the moment of feeling something crumbling around us. However, if even while we are in the moment and feeling all the feels, if we can have that small voice way in the back of our head saying everything's going to work out. I know it doesn't look like it is, but everything's going to work out. I just need you to trust us. Everything is going to work out. I just need you to trust us. That's Spirit. Everything is going to work out. Some of you I can feel it right now. I just felt this. Some of you are already in that Tower moment, are in the beginning of that Tower moment. You're teetering on the Tower moment. Spirit said this message is for you too. It's not just for the people who are approaching it, who haven't hit it yet. It's for those who are in it on any level. You know who I'm talking to. Okay, so we've got this Tower moment. We're leaning into it. We're reminding ourselves over and over again. The other side is better. Everything always works out. I trust Spirit. Obviously, this is something that needed to fall away. What's on the other side of the Tower moment? The motherfucking magician. I love it. Everything fell away. Everything fell away. And now you're sitting in the rubble going, all right, Spirit, I trust you. Heavy sigh. All right, Spirit, you said everything's going to work out. Imagine yourself literally sitting in rubble. There's dust, there's debris, everything around you is broken, and you're sitting maybe on a big piece of stone, and everything around you is rubble. You've had a real Tower moment. Just imagine that you're sitting in the rubble, and you're like, all right, Spirit, everything's gone. I trusted you. I followed my intuition. Things were going really well, and now everything's gone. I don't know what to do from here. Spirit, can you send the builders, construction crew, the cleanup crew? I need some help. Can you help me rebuild? And Spirit says, nope, you're going to rebuild. You are the construction crew. You are the builder. You are the cleanup crew. You are the motherfucking magician. And you know what you want out of your life. I know too, this is Spirit talking to you. I know too, but you know. And what I know about you, Spirit still talking to you, to me, to everyone. What I know about you is that you like to do things on your own. You're a little bit stubborn. I try to help you. I guide you where I can, but you really like the thrill and the excitement and the elation from having created something on your own. And so now that I've removed all of the stuff that's not working for you, I'm going to give you the joy of building that back up. Oh, I'm going to be right by your side. I'm going to give you all the tools you need, all the support from Mother Nature that you need, all the support from heaven above that you need, but it's you that's going to rebuild this life in the image, in the way that you want it to be. But you got this. You're the magician. You're the magician. All right. So that is our beautiful message from the Tarot. I really like that. Is anybody a little bit nervous about that tower and having to rebuild on their own? Don't worry, Spirit's got you. Also, that's towards the end of the week. So right about the time when you're pulling out your hair, it'll be time for Monday again, and we can tap back in and see what new thing Spirit has to say next week. So I do sometimes read these cards in chronological order. I do feel that we're going to start out the week feeling really, really good and really, really elated. And then somewhere midpoint, things are going to shift for us. Shift in a good way, though, if we can remember that. It's shifting in a good way. It's moving me towards that magician energy where I get to pick up that wand and really create what I want. So chronologically, it does kind of feel like that. Sometimes it's not chronologic, but this time I am getting a sense from Spirit that it is a more chronological unfolding of our week. So that's good because you will be able to tap back in early next week. If that tower moment knocks you on your ass. Moving on to Oracle cards. Let me just check the chat. Someone said, is that a harp in the water? Yes, it is. I thought, no, there was not a description of what that harp meant, but yes, that was a harp in the water. Oh, excuse me. The pearls around the rim of the cauldron. Yes, there was meaning. I think I can't remember if the pearls around the rim of the cauldron were explained in this card, or I know they were explained somewhere. Because there's another card, I think, that has that too. Let's see. It does not explain it in this one. So it must be in a different card. Which if I ever find that, I will let you know what the meaning is. It's somewhere. I've seen it described somewhere in a different card within the book. So, all right. As we move on to Oracle cards, as we move on, I love that suggestion in the chat. Pearls of Wisdom, maybe. Okay. Focus, Valorie, focus. As we move on to Oracle cards, if you have questions that you feel are unanswered, something that you would like deeper or additional insight on, please put it over in the chat. If I can get to them, I will. If not, just know that by you energetically putting it out there, oftentimes Spirit answers anyway. I love that someone said, I can't remember, was it last Monday? It was during one of my events. Somebody said they whispered the question aloud to themselves and Spirit answered. So it's just a matter of getting it out there. So I ask you to do it over in the chat so that if I can speak directly to it, I can. I can. You can even send it to me as a direct message if that makes you feel more comfortable. And our next deck is Voice of the Soul's Oracle. This card answers from 3 different perspectives, which you'll see in a moment when I go to the guidebook. This is card number 12, and the card is education. Education. On a day when all the schools are closed, we pull the education card, at least in the US. Education. Let's see. Card number 12. Oh, I think I'm definitely going to need my glasses for this. And where are they? No idea. Education. So this, again, this card is answered from three different perspectives, three different energies. The first one is your soul speaking to you about this topic. The next one is your spirit guide speaking to you about this topic. And the last one is the entity, which is someone who used to be incarnated in human form and is no longer the entity. All right, your soul. Here's what your soul has to say about education. You have learned to wear a mask when you're in contact with others. Ooh, masking. Okay, I got to pause for a minute. Shameless plug. Stephanie Gray, my very dear friend here in Kansas City, has a podcast and also a group. In one of her recent broadcasts, she was talking about masking. Go check it out. Masking. Okay, you have learned to wear a mask when you're in contact with others. Learn to show some things, but keep others to yourself. Learn to rely on what others want. Learn to take all criticism into account, even if it's not constructive. Oh, I feel like this book knows me. Who are you talking to? I'm supposed to be reading for them, not for me. Um, these things you have learned disrupt our connection and communication. This is your soul again. So this is disrupting your connection and communication with your soul. They connect you to your mind. While you can hear my voice, it's from very far away, like a barely perceptible whisper. Have you ever felt that way when you try to talk to your soul, that energy? Like it's barely there. Like you're really, really here in the 3D world, listening to all the voices of the actual people. And today, release these things that you have learned if they no longer hold meaning for you. Does that sound like a tower moment? Some of y'all's beliefs are what are going to fall in that tower. The things that you have learned if they no longer hold meaning for you. So it's not always physical things crashing down in that tower moment. It's not always the job or the car or the relationship. It's not always the physical things. Sometimes it's things within us. A belief that shifts so big that it feels like something may have cracked in your brain. Like, oh my God, I've been living my life for the last 5, 10, 15 years based upon this thing that I think is true, telling people, reacting, and it's not true anymore. That's a huge tower moment. That's a huge shift. So some of the shifts that we might experience this week might be those internal things. All right. Today, release these things that you have learned if they no longer hold meaning for you. Find a new connection with me. Rediscover your inner beauty. Rebuild your frame of reference. Rebuild, magician. Allow your own ideas and wants to flourish. This will help you hear me again as a calm, clear, and gentle voice. Allow your own ideas and wants to flourish. Queen of Wands, letting that inspiration, that creativity, that passion in and allowing it to flourish. Your spirit guides. This is what your spirit guides have to say about education. Part of you is attached to a single way of contacting us. You may feel you need a specific ritual to communicate with us, your spirit guides. That is not so. You only need to open your heart and speak honestly and sincerely, whether out loud or in a whisper. Practices exist to help you connect to your inner being, but we are always here. Because you have your free will, we can't decide or act for you, but our presence is strong. You can get in touch with us through astral journeys or meditation. If you need specific signs, we invite you to meditate. Oh, I could have just kept reading. We invite you to meditate. It will help you feel our presence and understand our messages. Create your own ritual. Distance yourself from your old beliefs. You are evolving, and so it is, and so it, you are evolving, and so is your practice. Have confidence in yourself. Beautiful message. And then lastly, this is what the entity wants you to know about the theme education. I was conditioned by my education in my past life. Remember, this is an energy or entity that has lived as a human life. I was conditioned by my education in my past life. I thought this was normal, and I reproduced that same education myself. I thought rules set down since forever ago were the best. I thought being a good person meant copying what always has been without trying to define new rules. Ooh. Rules, norms, and frameworks were so important to me. Sounds like this person was a Virgo. Now I realize that this closed my eyes to important things and prevented me from questioning. I didn't even question myself. I have detached myself from these things now, and I invite you to do the same. Create your own frame of reference. In the next few days, I will manifest myself through music you will be listening to. You'll realize it's me because the words will make you smile. You'll understand the message I'm trying to send you. Create your own freedom. I am working, so you may do so. Now, it is very important. Now was its own sentence, just so y'all know I didn't read that wrong. I was trying to figure out what is it saying? I am working, so you may do so. Okay. Create your own freedom, period. I am working, so you may do so, period. Now, period. It is very important, period. So that's that card. I feel like there was a lot of knowledge in that one, and it tied in very well with our tarot cards. All right. Pile Gray, Keepers of the Light. While I'm shuffling these cards, I know what I wanted to share with y'all earlier, but I didn't. I should have done this at the top of the hour. Psychic development. My psychic development course is back. I'm working on getting it loaded onto a new training website. So a few more days before I unleash it to the public, but I do want to give you all a heads up. My psychic development class will start up again in March. March 2nd is the first date, and then we go every other week for the most part for 6 sessions. So you get 6 sessions one-on-one with me, not one-on-one, I'm sorry, 6 sessions in a group setting, the class that's being taught as a class. Psychic development, we cover things like how to connect, talking to your spirit guides, mediumship, channeling, and you are coached and mentored all along the way. March 2nd, if you're interested, send me an email and I will get you the information. I am also starting Psychic Development 2 for those of you who have already taken Psychic Development 1. Psychic Development 2 is a chance for you to get together with me on a monthly basis in a small group setting where we continue to hone your skills. You continue to practice your skills in various settings, and I continue to offer mentoring. It's more of a step 2 where there's not a lot of instruction. There's just a lot of mentoring as you apply your psychic development skills. So those 2 things are in the works. And finally, if you're like psychic development, I'm new to all of this, I'm not quite sure. Check out Awkwardly Zen Psychic Development because those are free. You can get to see if that's even something you want to pursue, which by the way is happening tonight. Yes, tonight. Kandara, I say Awkwardly Zen is partnered with Kandara's group. Kandara, amazing psychic. She teaches psychic development once a month. And that is happening tonight on the Awkwardly Zen website. If you can find that link, Jacqueline, could you drop it in chat for me? If not, that's okay. And so there's one that happens with Kandara, and then there's also 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock Central Time. Then there's also one that happens with Ari on the first Monday of the month, and both of those are free events, so you can check those out as well. Ari also does a paid psychic development if you want to work more closely with her. So just all of the psychic development is on my mind this morning. Just wanted to let you know about that. Let's move on to our next card, Keepers of the Light, Kyle Gray. And our card is Joan of Arc, Voice of Truth. I like Joan of Arc because I love New Orleans, and there's this huge golden statue of Joan of Arc down in New Orleans off of Decatur. I think it's off of Decatur. Joan of Arc. At the bottom, it says, stand strong, focus on your purpose, release the fear of persecution, and speak your truth. Joan of Arc is a medieval French peasant girl who is reported to have been visited by Archangel Michael and other saints who gave her information on how she could help Charles VII save France from English domination. She was only a teenager when she went into battle for her country and won a huge victory. She was, however, later captured and burned at the stake. These days, she is a supremely loving guide to all those who want to stand up against all the odds. She also helps many light workers overcome their fear of persecution. Anybody who's got past lives of being abused for being a light worker or currently in your life, you feel some type of repression, oppression, kickback, restriction for being who you are in this life and sharing your messages to the world. She is here to help you. And I also feel like I'm getting a sense that the person that put that question over in chat, that this message is for you as well. I'm not quite sure what exact issue you were dealing with, but I'm very clearly hearing Spirit say this is an answer for that as well. The message: you are being encouraged to stand strong. You may feel unrecognized and misunderstood, but that doesn't mean you have to give up on the mission you feel called to fulfill. You must follow the will of your soul and exercise your leadership spirit by speaking your truth. You may feel as if you are on a battlefield, but this conflict will come to an end as soon as you stop defending yourself. I'm going to read that one more again. You may feel as if you are on a battlefield, but this conflict will come to an end as soon as you stop defending yourself. You are not here to prove yourself to others. Does anybody know what your purpose is? A lot of you are like, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out what my soul purpose is. But you can put this on your list, what you're not here to do. Let's make a list of all the things that are not your soul purpose. You are not here to prove yourself to others, because some of you have thought that that is part of your soul purpose. I'm here to prove XYZ to the world. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're here to be you. And whoever follows along with that, better for humankind. But you're not here to prove yourself to anybody. Instead, what do you do instead? This is big. Instead, approve of yourself. Know that your angels are on your side and that heaven is thanking you for being the honest soul you are. That's a beautiful message. The people who feel like they are fighting a battle, how do you stop that? How do you get out of that cycle? Lay down your arms. Lay down your arms. When you stop fighting, the conflict ends. All right, what other information? Spirit. 6 minutes. That feels like it's missing the book. It's missing the book. My book. There it is. Found it. We're going to the unicorns. Oracle of the unicorns. Oracle of the unicorns. I'm showing y'all the cover because there's a couple of different unicorn oracle decks out there. Ooh, that card popped out. Possibility. Feel the energy of the magician in this one. Possibility. And the small print says, raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. Possibility. This magnificent winged horse encourages you to hold a bigger vision for this situation and for every aspect of your life. Also answer to one of the questions over in chat. Hold a bigger vision for this situation and for every aspect of your life. She dares you to elevate your thoughts, feelings, and energy to a much higher level, which you can do if you lock arms with the High Priestess and the Queen of Wands. They are trying to help you get to that spot where you feel that elevation. Elevating your thoughts, feelings, and energy to a much higher level and take your dreams beyond anything you have ever imagined before. Be willing to focus only on the highest outcome. Know that you deserve the best and get excited about the new possibilities available to you. This card is a reminder to catch yourself when you think small about yourself in life and to trust that there is so much more available to you. Catch yourself when you think small about yourself or your life. And Spirit is telling me right now, you are all doing that, and myself included. We are all doing that. Multiple, this is spirit, not me, y'all. Multiple times throughout your day. You do it, this is spirit. You do it so much that you don't even recognize when you're doing it. And you would benefit so much. You would benefit, oh my God, the expansiveness that they are showing me, that they're letting me experience in this moment. So much so that the words don't do it justice, is how much we can benefit if we just stop playing small. If we just, for 10 minutes every day, 10 minutes, I'm going to put a crown on and walk around my house. Nobody needs to know. And I'm going to act like I am the queen of the motherfucking universe for 10 minutes every day. And I'm going to never use the word can't. And I'm going to allow myself to believe that anything I want in this 10 minutes is absolutely possible. And I don't have to do it in 10 minutes, and I don't have to know how to do it, but I'm going to allow myself for 10 minutes to believe that anything I want is possible. If y'all did that for 10 minutes of every day, and then after that timer went off, you went back to paying bills or talking about whatever you talk about that made you feel less than. But for 10 minutes out of every day, if you allowed yourself to feel the full possibility of what might be, your life would change drastically. Spirit is saying, are you listening, Valorie? We're talking to you, Valorie. Are you listening? Okay, I'm listening. Let's see. So catch yourself when you think small about yourself or your life. And we're all doing it all the time. We just don't realize we're doing it. If you knew any outcome was possible, what would you choose? How would you like a certain situation to unfold? This is directly towards that person that put something in the chat. How would you like a particular situation to unfold? Magician is stepping in heavy. I see the magician waving his wand. What results would light you up? What life do you truly desire? Let your imagination soar like this radiant winged horse and take your expectations higher and higher. If any doubt comes up during your day, ask yourself, does this brighter possibility exist in the field of infinite possibilities? Of course, the answer is yes, as well as something even better. This or something better. Use this truth to deepen your faith in miracles and expect blessings beyond your wildest dreams. So what it's saying is, if you have a dream to, maybe you're 51 years old and you have that's a dumb, I'm not going to use that experience, Spirit. Spirit gave me the experience of being a stripper. I'm going to go with it because it's funny as hell. Maybe you're 51 years old and you have a dream of being a stripper, and you're telling yourself, there's no way in hell. I don't have the flexibility. I don't even drink water like that to be that bendy. I can't do that. So this is what you're telling yourself. Spirit says, ask yourself, does this brighter possibility exist in the field of infinite possibilities? The field of infinite possibilities contains every thought ever thought. So yes, the answer would be, well, yes, that exists there. Okay, so if it exists there, that or even something better, use this truth, knowing that it exists, knowing that it is a possibility, to deepen your faith in miracles and to expect blessings beyond your wildest dreams. So I can say through experience, always saying this or something better is going to benefit you so much. Because maybe my thinking brain of, man, I sure would like to be a stripper at 51 years old, or something better. And Spirit's like, I got you. There's a hangout where a bunch of blind men like to go, and they just want to know that somebody's on the pole, even though they can't see. So Spirit is always like, I can make it happen, or something better. So I know that was a funny example, but y'all see where your imagination can take you? There's so many ways that we hold ourselves back from allowing something to happen because we only see one way that it's going to happen. But if you have an overactive imagination like me, you can see a little bit more ways. And even though Spirit is like, yeah, you got a crazy imagination, Valerie, but you still don't see it all. This is Spirit telling me, you still don't see it all. Infinite possibilities. There's so much out there. And we just have to trust that if it's there, and if we trust in Spirit, Spirit is going to show us where to look, and Spirit is going to show us the steps to take. And we can very absolutely actualize and experience that possibility or one that's better. So that's what I have for you all today. I think we're a little bit over time. Thank you all for hanging with me. Make sure you check me out on all of the socials and events this week. We have mediumship this week. I am a psychic medium on Tuesday, 2 days from now, Tuesday evening, the 28th. No, I'm all over the place, y'all. It's not this week. It's the 28th.
Next week.
It's next week. Go sign up if you want. I swear I'm not this loopy when I do psychic mediumship. I will pull your correct people through. If you're interested in having to being in that session, please go find it on my meetup calendar and sign up. Thank you all so much. This has been such an amazing time with you all. I hope you take these messages and truly receive them and allow them to help you benefit your life and manifest the life that you have intended. Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Have a great week. See you back next week.